Hey everybody, I know many of you are having issues getting into the Zoom class today, so I wanted to record this and just walk you through A, what we did, but B, more importantly and this is for everyone, to alleviate some of these issues, I am rebuilding the Zoom links. So if you have any of the Zoom links saved, disregard those. Go back onto the Canvas page next week for next week's classes, and in all the different places, the front page, the meetings page, and the module pages, all of those links will be updated with the new Zoom link. And also make sure you have your email address and aka your student Google account. You will have to sign in to be able to activate that link. But just to clear up any of those kind of issues that people were having, I'm just going to wipe them all out and redo them. So look for those in the Canvas page. If you have saved one previously, do not use that saved one because that will no longer work. So what we do today, we looked at Canvas again. Let me get out of the way. And we looked at the text entry assignments. So this is a different type of assignment. And I gave you guys a little bit of information. And then we used that information to complete this text entry assignment. So let's take a look. What did we talk about? We talked about one of the most important things that is brand new to you guys as freshmen. And that is your foundation in your high school. And your foundation is now based on completed credits, right? The completed credits is how you get to graduation, and completed credits is how you get to the next grade. It is the idea of you finish the year and you move on is now gone, right? It is hard and fast. Do you have the credits? The answer is either yes or no. Typically one class is one credit. There are classes that are half credits, and there are other situations where that doesn't apply. But by and large, one class is one credit, which means you have a potential 8 credits every school year. Now, if you're already doing that math, 8 credits a year times 4 years is 32 credits. And you can see down here, it says 22 credits for graduation. There is some wiggle room. And so we'll talk about that on the next slide, but basically the minimum for graduation is 22 credits, but that might change for you in your particular situation. I'm not going to get into all those things. What I want you to understand is that moving towards this goal is all about completing and passing these classes and getting those credits for doing so. And there's no exceptions really for that. Not only is it for graduation, but it's also for next year. To qualify as a 10th grader, you must earn 5 credits this year. Okay, so five of your classes you have to pass and earn that credit to be promoted to 10th grade. However, these 2 items are the minimums, right? If you and I won't go into the different tracks because that is a guidance counselor area and they are experts at it, and I am not. And I definitely don't have it in front of me. But, if you are in CTE, if you are going down the college tracks, these will all have different sets of requirements. And so you will probably be higher than 22. And there are also courses that are required. English 1 is a required course. So if you get 6 credits this year, but English 1 is not one of your credits, you are a 10th grader, but you still have to make up English 1. It is required that you have a credit for that specific class. So be aware that you might have to take English 1 again in your 10th grade year, or your 11th grade year, or over summer, right? So it is the number of credits, but then there are also specific required courses. Both of those things I'll leave in the hands of the guidance department, but I do just want to mention now is the time to get those straight. We have the Freshman Academy to make sure that your foundation is set and that you are not digging yourself out of a hole, but you are simply maintaining the progress and the success that you are going to accomplish this year. So that's your credits. The other thing that goes right along with credits is the grading and your specifically your grade point average. That starts right now. Okay. What you see here are the different scales. The far left, the standard scale, is also called the unweighted. It's the same thing. And an A is 4 points, a B is 3, C2, D1, E0. And that is also called your unweighted GPA. If you were taking honors and IB classes, you can see you actually do get higher points for the grades because they are more rigorous. that will be your unweighted GPA. So if you use those point systems, that's how you calculate your unweighted GPA. I mean your weighted GPA. Sorry, the standard scale is what you use for your unweighted GPA or any classes that are not honors and AP and IB. The last thing I want to talk to you about GPA is that to participate in any activity, you have to have a 2.0 as your minimum GPA, right? Especially when we get back into the building and you are really making your high school career and community, you want to get out and do things, and you have to have a 2.0, right? You can, if you remember, these are 1.0, right? These are 1. So you could pass all your classes and you could have all of your credits. You could have 8 credits. Still have a 1.0 GPA, which is going to preclude you from any of the school activities. So make sure that you don't fall into that boat and that you reach out for us for help before you get there. Okay. So how do you calculate GPA? I'm going to throw this up on the screen, one place or another. Here's an example. I won't deal with weights. Let's just deal with your standard unweighted GPA. If you're taking 4 classes, you need to assign each grade based on its letter, add them together, and then divide by the number of classes that you're taking or that you've completed, and we'll talk about that in a second. So first off, if you have an A, you have a 4, right? That's 4 points. If you have a B in another class, there's 3. Let's say one class you kind of dropped it in and you got a D, so that's a 1 point. And then your final class is a B, that's 3. So 4 points, 3 points, 1 point, 3 point, that's 11 points. And if you divide those 11 points by the 4 classes, your grade point average is a 2.75, which is a high C, right? High C range. And so you can see 2 things. Number 1, you can see how much that D is going to bring you down, right? If you got like A, B, B, D, that sounds pretty great, except for that D, and that D is really pulling you down. Number 2, that's going to show you how and where to spend your energy. And it's also going to show you how important it is to set that foundation and then be able to maintain that foundation. And that's what the Freshman Academy is all about. Not letting things go, not ignoring things, right? As soon as you need help, as soon as you need support, academic support, emotional support, social support, whatever it is, that's why we have our separate academy. And find someone that you can connect with and you can ask to help get you on the path. All right. So that's what this is all about. Your credits and your GPA start now, and you want to make sure that you do not let this first little bit slip, especially with like the brand new environment we're in. They still count, right? There's no mercy for that, unfortunately. Like however this quarter works out, man, like those grades are still going to be there. And we want to make sure that A, that you understand that, B, that you understand how we're here to help you make sure you get those. So how do I put these into Canvas? Well, if we pop over to the English page, you will see in the modules, under Thursday, there is the Student Handbook Grades and Credit Assignment. And you know it's an assignment because it's got that icon. When we open this up, you will see that the big blue button is in the top right of this assignment page. For the quizzes, remember the button was in the bottom and it said take quiz on the bottom. In this type of assignment, it's up in the top right and it says submit assignment. In the middle are your instructions, just like always. Okay, after watching the presentation and referencing the handbook, so there's a link to the handbook if you need it. Complete the text response below. And since this is a response, I put a little pencil icon. Explain in 3 to 6 sentences your understanding of high school grades, credits, and promotion and graduation requirements. And how is this different from middle school? In longer assignments, you might have a rubric attached that shows you like the different categories and the different point values. If there is ever any ambiguity, which there might be in this, hey, I'm typing stuff. Do I need to make sure I have all my punctuation correct? How's that going? I will leave you a little note. In this note, the grading note is right here. You'll receive full credit if you have at least 3 sentences and demonstrate a basic understanding of the credits and the grades. Right? Did you get that information, and do you have 3 sentences there? Following, you will not be penalized for grammatical or spelling mistakes. And if you do not satisfy the requirements, you will receive feedback for your next attempt. Right? So that tells you right there. This assignment is all or nothing. You either get it or you get a note from me that tells you what to go fix. right? Like, hey, you missed a sentence, or hey, you misunderstood how the credits work. And then all you have to do is come back and resubmit it with those changes, and then you will get your full credit. When you hit the submit assignment button, it will reload that assignment, and now underneath the instructions, if you scroll down, the instructions don't change, but if you scroll down underneath it, you will now see this text entry box. And you can, as you can see, the instructions say copy and paste or type. So if you're working offline, you can just copy and paste in here, or you can just come right in here and type whatever you need to type. You have all the formatting tools available to you in this little bar. You can change the font size. You can change the font style. You can do bold and italics and underlines if you need them. If you had other types of assignments where you were entering text, you can add links, right? If you needed to link to an outside web page or anything like that, which is not required for what we're doing. But I just want you to practice a little bit with entering text right into the Canvas assignment. Once you have done that, you're going to come down and hit the submit assignment button. It'll do the little fun confetti for you and tell you that it's submitted, and that's all you got to do. So if you got any questions about that, please reach out, let me know. I will be around all day Friday. Aside from the Meet Your Teacher appointments, I will try and throw up an open Zoom, and you can just pop in if you need me to walk through anything or if you've got any questions or anything like that. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.